Okay, I've been putting this off way too long, but now at least I sort of have a place to work. I guess I've got a bunch of papers and crap I should deal with. Yeah, I'm not I'm good at letting that stuff pile up. It's just such a burden to deal with it. Anyway, it's about time to get to work on this machine before it depreciates. So, better stick it going. Okay, so this is the case. It's quite big. I think it's going to live under the table. Or maybe it'll live on top. We'll see. Anyway, I gotta start taking this out of the box and get inside. Okay. It's at least out of the cardboard box. Won't say that it's unpacked yet, though. Okay. It's out. We got lots of ports and buttons and lights. Places to put drives and stuff in. I hope I'm not scratching up this table too much. Okay, I gotta be careful. Lots of bays. I take it the stuff on the motherboard's gonna stick out here. And I think we have a manual. So let's, well, I like this. Just park those up on top while I'm looking on the inside. Oh, that comes off very easily. Oh, there's more plastic wrap on the inside. Okay, I might leave the wrap on until I'm done. That's probably the best practice. And take that off at the end because I want to minimize how scratched things get. Okay, we got lots of cables. Okay, they're pretty much all black, so hopefully I can get things straightened out. Oh, they included some ties. That's very nice of them. So we'll be able to tie things up. Tie one on. And we get to the end of things. Okay, what do we got here? Tesseract. User guide. Deep cool. Number 1, open case. Unscrew the thumb screw and pull the side panels out. Do they want me to take, no, just the one, I guess. Okay, and put power supply on bottom of case and close to rear panel, then lock it with 3 screws. Okay, so let's go get the power supply. Okay, plastic wrap is off, and let's open this up. Let's open it on the back, do we? There we go. Ooh, what are these? It's like decals or something? I don't know. Well, cable ties. Okay, do you like? Is it Velcro or something you wrap it? No. Now we got a manual for this. So this is going to be recursive manuals. It's going to be case. Install the power supply. See the power supply manual. Power supply manual. I wonder what manual it's going to tell me to look at. Or if it goes power supply. Oh, the worst would be if it went C case, and then it went C power supply, and then C power supply, C case, and I'd never get anywhere. So hopefully there aren't circular dependencies to worry about. Okay, so I think I have to put this phone down because, well, I can open up a little more, I guess. What do we got in here? Ooh. That is a lovely, look at this. It's like a velvet sack. Well, it's not like, you know, it's very nice. Ooh. Black velvet and that little power supply. Black velvet. No. Okay. So the power supply itself it comes in the black velvet bag. That's awesome. The power supply is probably the nicest part of my system. I probably spent way too much on the power supply, but apparently it's fanless, so I'm looking forward to a nice quiet power supply. Goodness gracious. Am I going to be able to figure this out? This is... Okay, I'm going to need to concentrate for a bit, I think. So, see you in a bit. Okay, so we're out of the bag, and please install the power supply with the vent side facing upward. Okay, please remove this label. And this is the inside part where all your power comes out, and then that's the AC in and the master power switch. Let's get this bad boy in there. Okay, so we got the power supply just parked in the bottom. It's not screwed in or anything yet, and so that's been done. Put power supply bottom of case and lock it in with 4 screws that are there. And fortunately, the case people, Deep Cool, the Tesseract, I guess, provided lots of screws, so that's good. So I didn't have to go to the hardware store. BRB. Well, as helpful as they were to provide screws, these are not all the same screws. There's these guys that are, I don't know if you can see it here, they're just kind of round. And then there's these guys that have a little, they're round but have a flat piece behind them. And then I think these are the ones they actually intended me to use here, that they're kind of all squared off, and there's a thing behind it. And I see a picture in the picture here. It does say it's looking for the squared off one, I think. So let's keep her going. Okay, so that's nicely screwed in. I'm happy with that. Here, 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 and here. And so now, 5 1/4 inch drive bay installation. Now they mean peripherals that take up that much space. They don't actually mean 5 1/4 inch floppy disks. That includes optical drives and stuff are all of that same size. For example, there's an optical drive going in there, but I did not buy an optical drive for this computer. I'm gonna just use USB keys and stuff for now. It would be nice to get an optical drive to sort of put the finishing touch on it, but that can wait. HDD installation. Okay, I do have that, but it's neither of those kind. It's kind that's going to go directly on the motherboard. So let's skip ahead to motherboard installation. Pick out the standoffs. Da-de-da. Motherboard. Cable management. PCI card. Is that the last of the... And it tells you about the cable connections. Yeah, there we go. These are the special power supply screws, and they've got the funny edges, 4 pieces. Enjoy your cool life. Well, I shall, if I get to it. Okay, so I guess the motherboard is next, and been kind of dreading that part. It's probably going to be the hardest, but we'll see how she goes. Okay, so as I may have said, this is a mini ITX motherboard, which I did not necessarily want. I would have wanted something bigger that just, like, the biggest one the case would take, really. But I had a heck of a time finding a motherboard that had 2 built-in video outputs. Because, I mean, if you're getting, like, high-end motherboards, I think they assume you're also getting a separate video card. So I had to find something that had 2 video outputs right on the motherboard. So that was one thing. And then another thing was I wanted wireless on the motherboard. Now, this might have been, maybe I should have gone and gotten a full-size one and then just gotten a wireless adapter card, really. But anyway, well, we've got wireless on the motherboard, so simplifies things that way. And of course, LAN is there too, Ethernet. And we've got this M.2, and that'll be the kind of slot that my hard drive is going in. And it has that AM4 socket, which hopefully won't require a microcode or BIOS update or something like that just to run, like I was talking about before. So and you know, like I'm not a big gamer by any means, but that's kind of seems to be the audience for some of these parts. So let's get it open. Okay, looks good. Gently. This is like the single point of failure. Like the thing about these motherboards is, well, it's you know, convenient to have everything on one board, but then you've also got just one massive single point of failure. This looks like it's kind of okay. I'm gonna put the phone down. Okay, there it is. It's just resting on foam, and we've got more manuals. Software setup guide. I hope that's just for like doing the LEDs and crap, because I don't really. Symmetric multi-threading, yeah, better support that. Okay. Quick installation guide. Wait a minute. How quick is this installation going to be? Unless they have this in about 30 languages, I don't know how quick it'll be. DVD, user manual, drivers, utilities. Oh, so I can go put this DVD in my other computer because this computer does not have an optical drive, so I hope there's nothing important on that. Sure hope this works out of the box. Oh, get a postcard. This is just the thing to send to Grandma. Oh. Dear Grandma, happy 102nd birthday. I bet you didn't think they made motherboards like this in 1916. Ha 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 ha. Love, your grandson William. Right? That's a great idea, isn't it? I know. Okay. Okay, let's get into this guide. Okay. Just be patient. That's the thing is, like, I'm you know, I do everything I can to avoid having to RTFM, but I don't think I'm gonna get out of it this time. And since I can't really read the manual very well through my phone screen, I'm gonna have to actually put the phone down again. So like I said before, building this computer is a massively recursive function. Or maybe it's a nested loops or something. I don't know what the right term for it is, but there's stuff inside stuff inside stuff. You know, like there's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza kind of thing. Anyway, so we have to install the CPU now. And that's going to go there. And this is interesting. It has a Fatal 1TY mouse port. No, I think they're going for Fatality mouse port. So I can only presume that means so when you're playing Mortal Kombat, you can do fatalities with your mouse. Like click on the right button twice to do Johnny Cage's fatality or something, or or left click twice for Sub-Zero's fatality. I'm sure that's how it works. I'm really hip and cool, and I'm onto all this stuff. So yeah, let's go get the CPU. You'll remember that note from earlier about the BIOSes on maybe some older AM4 socket motherboards not being able to handle these latest AMD chips until they've been updated. So fortunately, I hope by getting this X470 chipset, I think that's what it is, right? Well, I'm really hoping that I won't have to go through all that, because that would be crazy. Okay, so the important part is to just gently, you don't have to push it in, just gently lay it on top of the grid. Now, the first thing you do is you pull this, you lift this up, then you put the CPU on there. It falls into the plastic slots, and then you pull this down. And the idea is it's 0 insertion force. So it just, there, and that's it. That should be totally installed. I could flip it upside down and it won't come out. Well, I'm not going to do that just yet. But anyway, so what's next? So that's in. So now we gotta cool this thing. So installing the CPU box cooler. You also need to spray thermal grease. Gosh, I hope there's some grease already applied to the cooler or something. That is going to be a trip to the computer store. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so it says that the box actually includes thermal solution. So I'm assuming that this means, because I'm not seeing anything else in this box, and those are just decals for the front, that this gray stuff here, I'm assuming that is the thermal solution. So it's somebody was saying that you want to let it break in a little bit before you start trying to do benchmarks on it, but that is apparently the stuff. And it doesn't, I mean, the manual for the CPU and installing the heatsink, it doesn't say anything about thermal paste. So I'm assuming that that's pre-applied thermal, some kind of thermal compound already there. So I'm gonna go with that, and I think I'll just double check one more time, but I think I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so the cooler is on, and what happened was I followed this AM4 CPU instructions. I don't have RGB headers or dancing squirrels, so I just have the fan power to worry about. And it tells you, yeah, you put the CPU on first and so that's down. And then the motherboard tells you, okay, remove these black brackets, and then you just set her down, and you start screwing these in, and they're kind of like screws on top of screws. Like I don't think you're actually directly doing the screw that goes into the slosh, into the threads. And of course you can check if your CPU cooler is installed correctly by yeah, I can lift up the motherboard. Okay, so and finally the fan power needs to come from somewhere. So it's this guy right here, and it's even labeled CPU_fan1, so pretty obvious. Okay, so now it's saying install your memory modules. Unfortunately, you can see how that's gonna be a problem. I can use probably the right side slot, but that left side slot, there ain't too much clearance there, unless memory DIMMs somehow got a lot smaller, which I don't think they did. So I'm going to see if I can install this cooler with that AMD thing on that side, and otherwise I'm gonna have to either return some memory or try to return this motherboard. Hopefully, excuse me, we'll have better luck with that, because and oh yeah, I could totally see the thermal paste when I lifted it off and reoriented it. Yeah, the thermal paste came off the cooler and went onto the CPU, so definitely thermal paste in there. Hopefully it didn't screw things up by having to move it around. Okay, the memory is in. Wasn't any trouble. Hopefully it works. It's nice and snug. 2 banks of 8 gigs. And we should have 16 gigs of RAM on this thing. Okay, another milestone. I've got the board attached to the case. The first thing I did was I stuck the back plate for the I/O. You just sort of snap it in to the back of the case. You do that first, and then I also snapped this out because I'm gonna be using that slot. And the standoffs, and there's even some more here, were these came like that on the case with these standoffs already in. So it was really convenient. The 4 standoffs I needed were already in. So I just needed to use these 4 of these little round screws with the flat backs, and that was it. And so now it's going to be a matter of cables. All of those buttons and lights on the case all need to be hooked up. So that's going to be the next part of the adventure. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Now, I think I've got all of the front panel wires hooked in correctly. You have to check the positives and negatives and stuff, but I think I got it. They all go in here where my finger is pointing, and they're all a whole bunch of little different sticks, and you have to line them all up, and that's kind of tricky. But once you do that, the rest is a little easier. That's the HD audio there, and it comes as one thing, and USB 3 goes in there as one thing, and then it's got like another USB thing sort of going off of it, so I just ran that in there. Now, I hope that's what was intended, because I've got this other USB thing here, and I don't think I really have any place to put that. I think that's it for USB on the motherboard. So, I don't know, hopefully this was there for like redundancy or older motherboards or something, so we'll just see how that works. The manual didn't really say anything about it, the manual for the case anyway. And these Molex, that's what these are called. They provide power to the fans on the case itself, and they're going to have to, I think they're going to hook into the power supply. I'll check, and maybe they don't, but in any case, I certainly have to run a cable from the power supply to the motherboard to, give it electricity. It's kind of important, so I'll be doing that stuff. Okay, I think I've just about gotten it all down, at least as far as the motherboard core goes. So this big, huge, thick cable here is, I think it's called like a 20/4. Anyway, the motherboard takes a 20 pin thing plus a 4-pin thing, move together on that end, and then on this end they split, and a long one goes in up here and a shorter one down here, and it even says M/B on there for motherboard. Then you have to also supply power to the CPU separately, and there's a cable included. The power supply included a cable for that, and but I don't think it matters which cable you put the power supply into. They've got like one row here that's labeled peripheral IDE SATA, and another one CPU/PCIe. So I guess if you've got anything that needs power, you can just line them up in those 2 slots. And that goes, CPU power goes in there. And I think these Molex connectors on the case fans are redundant, because even these like little ones that I plugged into the motherboard, it's one of the lines says it's for case fan chassis fan voltage, so it must be what it is. So hopefully That's another connector I don't have to worry about. That's just there for legacy. And I tied the connector up so that it wouldn't be resting against that heatsink. I don't even know what that heatsink is for, but I don't want anything resting on it. And okay, so the next step is going to be to install my capture card. We'll see if that gets fit in, and then we can start thinking about doing a test. Okay, here it is. HD60 Pro. And it's got a little black plate. That's not really long enough to fit my case. So I'm gonna have, I guess I'm gonna have a little hole there. We'll see how this goes. Okay, actually, false alarm. It's all right. They just supply this backing plate if your slots aren't wide enough. So the backing plate built in will be just fine. Okay, I think that's in. They didn't provide a screw, so I just used one of the round screws with the flat back from the power supply bag of screws. And oh yes, I found also in that bag of screws wee little speaker. Wait, can I focus? Come on. Okay. So who needs, fancy Bose wave audio? Not me. I got a PC speaker. All right, cool. So definitely got to hook that up. Otherwise, what was I going to do? Emulate a PC speaker? No way. The Elgato actually... Oh, am I upside down? There we go. The Elgato actually had to come out because, as you can see here... Oh, yeah. It's like right where the card was, so I'll put it back now. I hope that doesn't rest against anything important. I might tie it up. Okay, I think we're done here. So, and I used one of the big screws that was from one of the things I took off to mount the CPU cooler. So it seemed to hold it in better. And now we're gonna flip around to the other side because there's one more thing we have to hook in. Okay, here we are on the bad side of the moon. And this may be a little more awkward than I was hoping because it's got to go in there. And as you can see, I can only easily get at the top part of it. But hopefully I can jimmy it in there somehow. It's not so very wide. So anyway, time to get at her. Well, this thing all popped out at once. I was trying to get in there, and then wham! It came right out. And this was attached. I'm not even sure what it is. Some kind of adhesive or label or something. So I might see what's up with that. But anyway, it looks okay. Looks like I didn't break it. So let's try to get it in. Okay, so I've managed to slide it in there. It'll only go in one way, which is good. It's got like, this side here has fewer connectors than this side, so you can easily tell which way it needs to go, and this screw hole needs to be there. And I was wondering earlier, with this teeny tiny little screw, which was pretty much all alone in this bag, I'm serious, like this bag was just holding this one little screw. And I was wondering what it was for. I think I know. I think it's for that. Because it's just got a teeny tiny little thread. So anyway, we'll hook her in, see if it works. I think I got it. And thank goodness that this screwdriver and I don't know what you call these ends set. It's magnetic, so it held the screw on the end, and that's a lifesaver. Because trying to line that up would have been a nightmare. Okay, I may have a slight quality control issue, as you can see. Somebody's gonna ask, Daddy, how come the ports don't line up with the holes? And so, gotta fix that. Hoping that should do it. Looks like I can actually stick things in those now. And when you're going to put this back, just have this line up with the edge of that, This sort of goes right down to the bottom, and it only starts to slide in when you're just near the end. It's not like there's a big rail all the way along for it to slide on, so just set it down about here, and then then you just push it in and use the thumb screws. Okay, I think we're done. Not going to win any awards for cable management, but it looks like it could work. And it's got feet on the bottom, so I should be able to put it on the floor if I want to. But I got to get at least I got to get all the peripherals and stuff straightened out. So I got to clear up some desk space. Now the ports. How do you guys look? You look all right. I can fit stuff in there. All right. And there's a dust filter. As I said, there's feet on the bottom, and there's a dust filter. There's a whole black dust filter down there, right under the power supply. So, wait a minute. I don't think a power supply has a. Oh, I wasn't supposed to install the power supply upside down, was I? That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? I'd better check that manual. BRB. Yeah, I'm good, because it says, I don't know if you can see it there, but it actually says on the inside, install with this side up, and it points up the way I put it. And it just cares about up, so that's good. I don't have to, it's not in reference to anything else but up. So hopefully that won't change. Of course, just as I was picking through manuals and decals and stuff, just picking through stuff, and this little bag of screws was open, and psh, you hear that? And, oh, that was just lovely. Anyway, so I picked them all up. At least I think I picked them all up, and the magnet made it a lot easier to get them all up again. I could pick up 2 or 3 at a time and just put them back in the bag. Notice the Seasonic Platinum Fanless PSU is designed to be responsible for its own cooling and functionality only. It should operate in a well-designed system chassis. Voila. That provides good cooling and ventilation for modern computer components. Okay, that sounds like us. Anyway, I found... it's just like, oh yeah, the power supply has its own decals too. So we got lots of those. Oh, and I had to put the velvet bag away. Oh, it's so sad. And the spare power cables I don't need. Okay, now we're just missing one little thing. Can you guess what it is? Yeah, so I got my literature on top of the case there. One thing I love about getting peripherals is that you can use them over and over and over again. I should probably get new speakers. Those I got for a hand-me-down 486 I had in the late 90s, early 2000s. And Wacom tablet there. Don't think I'm going to use that. So I could just grab the TV and haul it over here, but I think I'm going to grab this guy. AMD FreeSync gaming monitor. No stuttering, no tearing, just gaming. So it's just 1080p, but eventually it'll probably be my secondary monitor, because someday I'll probably get a 4K. Someday it'd be nice to get a 4K 60 FPS monitor. So this'll do 60 FPS or more, and in 1080p. So this will be the one to start with. Okay, so in the box, got a power cable, a VGA cable. I don't think I'm going to use this, but you can always use another VGA cable, I suppose. I'd need a adapter or something, because I've just got DisplayPort and HDMI. And okay, so I think I will put the phone down for this. We have more literature, and there's the screen itself. Like, not terribly big, but it'll do to get me started. Okay, for ports, we've got DisplayPort, HDMI, VGA. Looks like an audio line in and a headphone jack out. I forget whether or not this has built-in speakers. If it did, then I wouldn't need those. That would be nice. And I'm going to have to use HDMI, because I don't have DisplayPort. I think DisplayPort might be superior, but HDMI is all I have. Oh boy, I think 1998 just called and they want their monitor back. Solution for input not supported error message. Windows XP and Windows 2000. Okay, well, that wasn't scary enough. Windows 95, Windows 98, and Windows Me. Ah! Okay. Macintosh. Oh my gosh. It's probably old school Macintosh. Anyway, no, hopefully we won't get that error message. I think we're all hooked up. Now the power cord that they supplied is not the longest. Anyway, I got it, so I had to put my breaker switch, what do you call it, power strip, in here on the corner. Well, I think we're ready for the big moment. Are you ready? I'm scared. Okay. Well, first let's turn the monitor on. Nothing. Oh, you know why? Because I don't have that turned on. Okay. Let's see. Green light. What if this is like Russian? Is it like LOC or something? But I think it's AOC. Oh, it'd be LOS if it was Russian. I think the C is an S. And the thing that looks like kind of like an N is an L, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so now let's try to turn the real guy on. Okay. Here's like that in the back. And I got, oh, by the way, this USB, I mean, I only have to use it just to plug in my dongle, but it's kind of actually tough getting it in there. Fortunately, it wasn't my fault. That port's built into the case. Okay. Nothing. Okay. So something ain't right. I do have this. No, that's just a reflection. Okay, I do have you turned on, right? Yeah, you're turned on. Oh, you're not plugged in. That'll do it. Okay. Got lights. I don't hear any. Oh, because maybe I have to do this now. Whoa! Okay. I would love to see some video. Oh, green light. Goody goody, HDMI. Reboot and select proper boot device or insert boot media. Holy cow! This is great! There's some, now the SSD might not be working yet. Like even if it was working or not, I think we'd still see that because we don't have any boot information on it. Oh man, I'm so happy. Okay, all right. Now over here, I got some keys. That one was a musical I was in. This, all right. One of the 8 gigs is Windows 10. Okay, so it's one of these two. One of these guys is Windows 10, and one of them is Ubuntu 18.04 LTS. So I'm going to install Windows 10 first. I may settle for running Ubuntu in a virtual machine. We'll see. I mean, I would like to do some I would like to do some daily work in Ubuntu, so I think I might try dual booting. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. Windows 10. Okay, I'm hoping that maybe I can get away with just sticking that in the USB 3 port and press a key. We'll see what happens. If it registers my key press, then that means that at least the USB 2 port's working. It no register the key press. Oh, do I have this on? I don't think I have it on. Okay, let's turn it on. Hopefully it'll phone home. Okay, the light went out, so we should be... Don't know if this... It's been a while since I've used this keyboard. Maybe it may be kaput battery-wise. What about this guy? BRB. Okay, it's booting into Windows 10. Sad story. I think my wiring job on the USB ports may be not up to scratch because it's hooked in down here and is grabbing the Windows 10. Now, can I? Yeah. So you're gonna have to move, but it's gonna bother me. Why isn't the wiring working? I've taken what I thought was the redundant cable that I had hanging off here. I plugged that in, and then I let this guy who was on the end of the USB thing just go. Because, come to think of it, if you really get right down, why is there extra slack in that black cord? I don't know if you can see it, but there's there's a little bit extra black. Anyway, I think that this might have a USB and a USB 2 wire, and I only need, on the other end of it, and I only need to use one. I only need to use the USB 3. And then this one uses the other, crap, well, how does that one get wired in? Okay, and then this one uses the USB 2 that I thought was redundant. Okay, so that end's in the motherboard now, and the USB 3 end of that's in the motherboard now. So, which it always was, but I think having both the USB 3 and USB 2 ends of this in the motherboard may have been what was screwing it up. So, let's see if this works. Power on. Power on. I'd really like to see flashing red up there. I would really like to see some flashing red. Oh, I see flashing red. I see flashing red. Okay, I think we're good. If the keyboard's good, then we're really good to go. Because I don't think... Well, what else could I have screwed up? I mean, the hard drive light seems to work. I saw it flash. Power light works. Reset button and power button works. Haven't tried the audio ports, but anyway. Okay. Do we have any mouse action here? Oh, no mouse. Any keyboard love? No. Okay, so this is... Okay, so maybe... Let's just unplug it. And plug it back in. Get anything. Maybe this needs to go look for phone home again. Nothing. Anything here? Okay, back to the drawing board. Okay, I have mouse and keyboard action now, but what I ended up doing was I plugged the dongle in the back, and I feel like, I shouldn't have to do that. I want to plug it in up here. So I'm gonna investigate a little more. Okay, I got it. Finally, both the ports are working. Got Windows 10 on a USB stick, and we got our keyboard and mouse functioning. And it was the big thick black one had to be in, plus the other standalone one had to be in, not the one that's dangling off the end of the USB 3. So I suspect it is as I suspected before, but I suspect that I just didn't have the little USB 2 thing in securely enough. But seems to be working now. So of course now probably the audio ports won't work, but anyway, I'm probably not going to be using them anyway. Okay, so we got language, English, United States. I don't think there's a English Canada option. Oh, there is. Okay. No? English United States. Yeah, no, it's only English United States. That's all I got. So that'll be fine. Okay. English United States, time currency format, English Canada, keyboard US. Yeah, I don't have any. This is not the Canadian multilingual standard keyboard. This is an English only Microsoft Natural keyboard. Okay. All right. So enter your language and preferences and click next to continue. Install now. Repair your computer. We are going to install now. I would, just out of curiosity, like to plug in my speakers just in case it's playing something and I'm not hearing it. This is not the line. The line out's in the back. Oh, well, that'll definitely work because I didn't wire up that one. That one just came on the motherboard. Okay, so hold on. Okay, I have the speakers plugged in, but there's no music. Well, let me just try the other ports. I'm pretty sure I got the right port. Yeah, I don't hear anything. Okay. And the pink one is microphone. I think the green is audio out, and that's where I'm at. So install now. Setup is starting. This is the first time you're installing Windows on this PC. You need to enter a valid product key. Alright, stand by. Alright. Accept the license agreement. Microsoft can spy on you, etc. Anyway, if React OS was further along, I'd seriously consider it, but alas, it is not. Okay. What type of installation do you want? Files and settings. Well, I do not have a supported version of Windows already on the computer, so I don't know why that's even an option. There's no file setting to know. I want a clean install anyway. So install Windows only. Where do you want to install Windows? Allocated. Okay, so this is good. This means my SSD has been detected, so that's good. Yeah, allocated space. Sure, yeah, that's where we'll go. Could I? Automatically. Okay. So what we could do here is, let's just take 256. I'm sure that all Windows features work correctly. Windows might create additional partitions for system files. Okay. How that works. Let's go next. No, that was fast. Copy Windows files. saying. This is a USB 2 key. It's in the USB 3 slot, but it's just a USB 2 key. Getting files ready for installation. I would be missing Windows Music, but I've thoughtfully supplied it. Okay, I'm curious how it's going to do installing updates, because I haven't told it what wireless network to connect to. I wonder if it's going to prompt me. There's a no authentication required wireless network in the building. Maybe it found that. It didn't tell me though. Tell me to remove the key, so I'm not going to remove it until it tells me to remove the key. In fact, probably the hard drive is... the SSD is further up in the boot order, so it just moves off that anyway. Ready. Okay, in case I get sued for libel, it doesn't. The license agreement does not actually say Microsoft can spy on you, but I believe it does say that they can mess with your software at any time. So. I mean, they would collect lots of different usage data. There's some things that you can opt out of during the installation process. You can opt out of later after you've installed. So, yeah, if you're on the run from the government, I would not recommend Windows 10. Let's start with region. Is this right? Yeah, I'm in Canada, eh? That's correct. Is this the right keyboard layout? Yeah. Second keyboard layout. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I better add... not French Canada, but the Canadian multilingual standard. Is that here? Oh, right. Okay, so I would be typing in French. Okay. Je parle français. Okay, and Canadian multilingual standard. Okay. Yeah, we'll add that. Let's connect you to it. Uh-oh. Where is my wireless? Probably maybe I need a special driver for that. Maybe that's why it's not showing. If I need a special driver, that means I'm going to have to go grab my laptop and copy the drivers off this guy onto a USB key or email them to myself. No, email to myself won't work because I can't connect to the internet. So I'm going to have to copy... these drivers, because I see Ethernet, I don't see my wireless, so boy, I hope that wireless works. That's why I bought that motherboard. Okay, that's good for now. So I guess it wasn't going to get updates then. Windows, Windows couldn't find the driver for the wireless. I don't think there's much hope Ubuntu could, but we'll see. Okay, what name do you want to use? I want to be Will. Nice. That's always usually what I go with. Create a super memorable password. Okay. Look. Okay. Create security questions for this. Stop recording here. Okay, make Cortana your personal assistant. So I've done all the password questions now. This is the first question after that it asks me, and you know, this is nothing different than what Google's doing, really, but I guess, you know, and you know, so everything in your Google Chrome browser and your Google account and you know, all your phone and everything, that's anything you've got a Google account signed into, they're probably getting all this stuff too. I know I get messages like, you know, tell people about the place you just visited, and sometimes it's funny, like I'll walk by a 5-star hotel or something, and then like my phone will prompt me, oh, tell people about your stay at the Ritz, Sheraton, Hilton, Marriott Vancouver Elite Plus, you know, and I'm like, I wasn't there. I was just walking by. Anyway, so should we or shouldn't we? Well, I can't stand Cortana, so just for performance reasons, I'm gonna say no. Mostly for performance. I should probably say no for privacy, but I'm saying no for performance. Speech recognition. Oh dear. Turn on Find My Device. Maybe this was somebody steals my computer. Thinking and typing. Holy cow, look at all this stuff. App by personalized advertising. No thank you. Number of ads in QC won't change with the nebulous relevant. Thinking and typing. Mind being prompted like on a one-time basis, like allow people to use your location. Diagnostic data, send all basic over the websites you browse. Yeah, no thanks. Let Microsoft offer you tailored experiences based on the diagnostic data. Tailored experiences, yeah, no. Find my device, do I even want that? Yeah, I'll keep that. Hi. We're getting everything ready for you. This might take a minute. I should put on some laundry. I can confirm audio was working. I heard the ding 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 with a... I didn't say it right, but with a notification. Searching for display driver. Yeah, so this is... It doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's distorted, but it's not like it's like 16 colors or something. Network and internet settings. Did you find my wireless? Am I want change adapter options? Yeah, you have no idea my wireless is there. Okay, so I'm going to get the contents of this CD onto a USB key, and I'll meet you after that. Okay, the copying is underway. It's about 2.5 gigs, a little over 2.5 gigs, so that'll take a little while. So you'll never guess what else came in the sleeve with the disc. Another decal. Like, I could have this whole thing. If I put every decal on, like, it would be just covered in them. I kind of half want to. I'm powered by ASRock. I mean, the power supply's got a decal. The APU has two decals, one for video and one for CPU. At least the case, just comes with a label, and I don't have to put on another decal. Like, oh, it's so ridiculous. Oh yeah, and Elgato's got a decal. Probably even the Ram's got a decal, and I didn't find it. That's just crazy, the decals. Okay, I see something unexpected here. Just while I'm waiting for that to finish, I clicked here to, and the action it recommends here is to sign a Microsoft account, but can't do that because it's not hooked up to the internet. Save and remove hardware, you go here. That makes sense. Well, what the heck is this? That's my SSD. Why are you there as a removable disk? This device is currently in use. Yeah, it better be. Gosh, I know I was right-clicking hoping for another menu. That's no good. No, you should not be a... Setup incomplete, connect to the internet. Unknown device. Connect to the internet. Okay, you are supposed to be non-removable. I don't know where I need to go to say that you're non-removable, but you're not removable. Is this just the same address? No, it's a different window. So I'm hearing that it might be something in the BIOS about, or UEFI, about why my SSD is showing up as a removable disk. And so I restarted the computer. I just did it like a software restart from inside Windows. And it says like you can press F2 or delete for setup. I would go with delete. That's what worked for me, because F2, like, I might have to actually, this might be set up to be one of the blue functions by default instead of like the functions. So that's always oh yeah, there it is. There's a switch. So no wonder that wasn't working. Okay, so and it's on blue. Okay, so anyway, delete worked for me, and it gave a little chirp when it went in. So that means the little speaker is working. So that's good. Now, and boy, we even got mouse support in here. Now, the time of day is Saturday, August 19th, 2018. Boy, it's still summer, but the kids back in school would love that clock to be accurate. And it's 1:30 in the morning of wherever this is. So I want to, I don't know if there's anything in here that will help me make my drive non-removable, but it's good. I can see that both my RAM sticks are working. I mean, I knew both banks of LEDs were working, but what I really care about is the RAM, and they're there. DDR4 2666. I thought I got 2933. I don't know. Maybe I. Oh, hold on a sec. I thought this, maybe I need a BIOS update or something to support 2933, but I thought that this all supported 2933, so that's why I got 2933. Yeah. Yes, 2933. So that's another thing to investigate. Okay, so there's that. At least I have the RAM. Notice the RPM of both of my chassis fans. That's kind of cool. CPU fan, CPU temperature. There's lots of stuff in here. So I've got my motherboard software. And just to keep it simple, I made a subfolder in a USB key and copied everything from the it was a DVD onto it. Motherboard supports CD notwithstanding, it is a DVD-ROM. And this is the tab that first comes up, and they want you to install Google Chrome. Well, I don't want it as my default browser, and I don't want Google toolbars, so no thank you. So we're not going to mess with that. What I really want is the WLAN, because then I could probably go find the latest of the rest of the things. I'll figure it out. So that is one thing to note about this motherboard. It's Intel wireless and LAN that's on it. So the antenna, if I didn't show you, success. It's the black plastic thing on just to the right of the kettle. So let's see, finish, and this connect. Oasis. Okay, and we should be live. Okay, I think I'll go look for the drivers and I'll troubleshoot that business with the RAM speed and the hard drive being not removable, or being removable and it's not supposed to be. I am really not happy with how things are going with this. Look at this. Your device is missing important security and quality fixes. Okay, so let's check for those updates. Checking for updates. You're not up to date. Okay, well, where are my updates? Give me some updates. You know, it said, okay, I successfully installed that. Didn't successfully install that, but like, see, it's the same thing, right? 43, 909. So, and all this stuff successfully installed. So, what's the problem? Even my Elgato driver got in there, so at least I installed that correctly. So, like, what am I supposed to do? That's just one annoying thing. There's another really annoying thing that keeps happening. Go here. Oh, okay, it's finally no actions needed, but this keeps saying every time I sign in, set up your OneDrive to protect yourself from ransomware so you can get your files back if somebody, does some crap like encrypts your whole hard drive and demands thousands of dollars to get your data back. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder why I installed Windows. I guess I need it for Elgato and I need it for my old games, but I'm not happy. This is absolutely bonkers that I'm doing this on a fresh install of Windows. Okay, it says it completed successfully. Doesn't seem we did anything. SFC scan now. Beginning system scan. This process will take some time. 0% complete. 1% complete. Well, that took a while, but it says Windows Resource Protection did not find any integrity violations. Okay, so just need to reboot. Sudo shut down -R because I want to reboot, and now because I want to do it. And you need admin permission. So, oh wait, I'm an admin command prompt. Well, let's see. Sudo is not recognized as an internal. Okay, maybe I didn't need to sudo it. Oh. Okay, I'm kind of actually joking here, but there actually is a shutdown command in Windows. Okay, shutdown /L full shutdown. Okay, /R. Huh. I could actually do that. Okay, shut down /R. You're about to be signed out. Shut down in less than a minute. Okay. Maybe now would have... It's a little slower. Are we shutting down? Maybe it's like 1 minute is the default. No args. Display helps. The same as... there we go. Oh, load's pretty fast, I'll give it that. Okay, let's click in. Okay, now I'm expecting... Oh, yeah, see that's gonna come up every time, but it's not right in my face, so I think I can kind of live with it. But it's really annoying. Let's go to update and security. FFS. Come on, really? Oh, for crying out loud. That took like 20 minutes and it didn't help. Crying out loud. I wonder what Microsoft says to do next. By the way, I've been trying everything in these... Okay, fix Windows Update issues. Yeah, Windows 10. Yeah, I ran the troubleshooter. Looked promising, didn't help. Download the most recent servicing stack update. I'll check that again. I don't think any of this applied to me. Servicing stack. Oh, it's this one. Maybe I clicked download on that one by mistake, and that was Windows Server 2016. Yeah, x86, ARM64, x64 is us, and Windows 10, so we'll try it. Looks like the oven's preheated, ready to take my pizza. Yeah, running a security scan. Yep. How about running a will you fix my problem scan? The update is not applicable to your computer. Yeah, that's what I thought I got, so... close these guys. Close that guy. Okay. The latest servicing stack update. Noops. Down to the most recent KB. I did all that. It was like 100 megs, and it said, you know, you've already got it or not applicable, so no. Fix Windows 5. You need to run both the DSE, and it did not resolve my issue. Perform an in-place upgrade. Download the Windows 10 Media Creation Tool and use to perform an in-place upgrade of Windows 10. Okay. So what do I want? The Media Creation Tool in place. Okay, this is going to take a while. I just noticed something. It said, this tool can't update your PC. Okay. The language or edition of the version of Windows that is currently installed in your PC isn't supported by this tool. I wonder if I screwed myself by removing English US as the Windows display language. I mean, it really doesn't matter that much. I wonder if I could put English United States back. Make that be the display language again. Let's see, next. Yep. Install. And maybe, yeah, I'd better make that my Windows display language just for compatibility reasons. I know I'm from Canada, eh? But I think I can handle the vast difference between our dialects. Yes, of course. Yeah, that made a difference because now it's downloading another update. So it would seem that whatever update this is, uh, I guess either didn't get installed properly or download or something to do. I imagine it was something to do with my language setting because I was fiddling with that while this other stuff was going on. I was just like, "Ooh, I'm going to play with the language settings." But, I didn't think that it would like refuse to download updates because they, hadn't been tailored for Canadian English yet. So, yeah, so leave your Windows display language as English United States because otherwise you're just going to have problems. That's not to say that you can't have English be at Canada be at the top of your preferences. You can click on these and move them up and down so that languages appear in the first language that the list that you support. Apps and websites will appear in the first language in the list that they support. But again, Windows display language needs to be English United States. Yep, hooray! You're up to date. Okay, here we go. 4% done. Oh, you really can't see that. 6% done on the Instant Flash update. Has to be a FAT32 memory card. USB stick or FAT16. I have no idea what FAT12 is on the end there. But anyway, it seems to work. I had a whole bunch of other files on there, but that didn't matter. This thing found what it figured was the BIOS instantly, and it was great. I recommend using 7-zip or WinRAR or something robust to actually extract the update file out of the zip archive that you're going to download it in, because Windows built-in zip handling can do some funny things. I've had problems before, so use 7-zip. Pizza break. Oh, we could also have some. What do we have here? Vancouver Island, Broken Islands, Hazy IPA. Do I have the Broken Islands on a chart here? That's just one crazy, huge group of islands. Here it is. The Broken Islands. There's a lot of these. I had to memorize these. Clark, Benson, Wower, Cree, Effingham, Turret, Weeb, Turtle, Willis, Dodd. Oh yeah, there we go. Gibraltar, Nettle, Provident, Vickerton. And I'm just I actually don't have that memorized right now. I'm just going through the order that I would go through them in to label them all. Those were not the days. Programming success. Press enter to reboot system. Alright. That was a definitive. Are we coming back? I guess you're not going to get fast boot after updating the BIOS. Okay, green light. There we go. Now I'm gonna go delete. Oh, I was too late. It's going into Windows. Because otherwise it would have given me that lovely chirp. Don't try to boot off that. Okay, we're just going into Windows. Okay, good news. So RAM is at the correct speed. What I did, I'll show you. Start. Hammer on the delete key until I hear a chirp. There we go. And what I had to change here, you're saying it, and now it's showing the proper 2933. I went here, and then this load XMP setting had like auto, and then this XMP20 profile 1. I'll just escape out of that. That's what got it up to the right frequency, where it should be. Oh, that would have been nice. Easy driver installer for users that don't have an optical disk drive to install the drivers from our support CD. Oh, it's just the LAN driver. Okay, never mind. Yeah, no, I still needed to do that. Another thing I have to disable is the quick boot in Windows, because it's kind of taking shortcuts. It's like part of the reason it boots so fast is because it's not loading everything from scratch. It kind of has state saved somewhere. And if I'm trying to boot multiple operating systems, that's gonna lead to trouble. So, okay, I've installed the Radeon drivers, and so now the image looks a lot better. Congratulations, driver installation is now complete. Okay. Turned off fast startup, which I was going to do anyway. It hasn't helped. I still have that icon. And it seems like, I keep going away and coming back, and and every time I come back, this is on better performance, and I can't get rid of it. I'm at my wit's end. You know what, I think I'm just gonna have to live with this. I'll just leave the right caching on. Might as well, right? I mean, it's not like that's ever gonna say it's not in use, although good heavens, if it ever did say it wasn't in use, then I'd really be up the creek. Oh, that is so annoying. I can't believe, like, who designed this thing? Why can't I just say it's a non-removable drive? What is wrong with you people? Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Okay, I'm just gonna send this, and that's gonna be the end of it. Well, until I think of something else. I find this selection of languages to be very funny. Okay, we got Chinese, English in Asia, okay, English in Europe, Dutch, German, Spanish, English, United Statesian English, be a little different than the Queen's English, and maybe a little different than the English the Emperor of Japan speaks. But down here, I didn't know, but they apparently Latin in Latin America is a thriving language. Lots of people speak Latin. I don't know. I thought they spoke Spanish, but apparently no, they speak Latin. And there's a language called Brazil, and there's a language called others. Okay, anyway, we want English America. Yeah, geographically, Canadians are kind of the A word. Okay. Okay. And filled in all this. I say, good day. I've just recently assembled a new PC and things are more or less working, but there's a minor annoyance that my M.2 SSD plugged into the backside of the motherboard, which hosts Windows 10, shows up as a removable drive. Just completely bonkers. I've tried a ton of different things in Windows, even editing registry keys, and nothing seems to help. A few places say that it's something to do with ACHI. I tried RAID mode, but it didn't help, so I put it back to ACHI. I also have hot plug disabled on the UEFI, but does that only apply to SATA? Is there a way to disable hot plugging for PCIe drives too? Thank you, William Matheson. Submit. Your question has been forwarded to AS Rock's Technical Support Center. Okay, so hopefully somebody will give me some sort of an answer. Good night.